Hello, and welcome to the November 2023 Otter Update. I'm your host, Gavin Wells.
And I'm your co-host, Clayton Pepple.
Now, Clayton, have you noticed anything new around the building?
Now that you mention it, yes I have. There's new seating, but let's not forget about the new attendance policy and the new 3rd through 5th grade building proposal. Our reporters went out to get the scoop. Yes!
Senior reporter Elise Adams here to interview Mr. Drake about the new 3rd through 5th grade building that is being built. So, Mr. Drake, I heard some things about the new building. Can you tell me a few things?
Well, first of all, it's still highly speculative. So the district owns the property now. So the location's been determined. It's about 29 acres, and it's out by Hilltop Church and right across the highway from the Prairie Wetlands Nature Center. And so that would be the proposal that if the community would support a new school bond this spring, probably in the middle of May, it would go before a vote of the community. And if that's supported, it would be a 3rd through 5th grade building, about 110,000 square feet out there with soccer field and also softball/baseball field, kind of for middle school sports.
So what are some things about this building that the other buildings don't have?
So this gets a little complicated. So there's a path of movement that takes place. Right now out at Lincoln, the former Target building, we're finishing the north half of that building, which is about 45,000 square feet. Next fall, we will move kindergarten out to the north half of that building, which is going to leave McKinley and Adams to house grades 1 through 3. In 5th grade, we'll move KSS out of KSS, and that will go to Cleveland. So Cleveland will become 4th and 5th grade. If this goes before a vote, and right now we have a community survey out there to try to garner how much potential support it has. If it goes to a vote this spring and it's passed, it's still going to take 2 to 3 years to design and build the structure. But once it's done, you would have kindergarten and preschool out at Lincoln, the former Target building. Cleveland would then house grades 1 and 2. The new school would house grades 3 through 5, and then between KSS and Roosevelt, that would house grades 6 through 12.
Do we plan to make more buildings in the future, or is this like the final straw?
I would say if this building goes through, that would set the district up facility-wise for a very, very long time. It'd be good configurations. I like the locations. We would be exchanging something modern for 2 buildings that are each 85 years old. So that's advantageous on the upkeep and maintenance as well. So I really think we would be in very good shape moving forward.
Wow, it seems like there's going to be a bunch of new and interesting things for the elementary kids in Fergus Falls. Senior reporter Elise Adams signing out.
Senior reporter Kylie King here, and today we're going to be interviewing Mr. Toki about the new furniture at the school.
Senior reporter Maddie Schmidt here with
Mr. Tilke.
Hey, we're gonna interview him about the furniture. So what made you decide to get the new furniture?
It's been something we've talked about around here for a long time, just listening to kids, talking about spaces that they use commonly throughout the school day, and we're always looking for ways to improve, and this year we had some funds available to help dress up our school a little bit, so we took that information and worked with our Cooper Supply Company to find the pieces of furniture that you see around the school to hopefully enhance the comfortability for our students throughout the school day.
Okay. And when can the students use the furniture?
Right now what's out there is available to be used. I know that we're still working on the space outside the counseling office. We have some trophy cases there that need to be taken down so we can properly finish that space. But really, the activities hall, that conversation was tied to not just concessions during the activities and events in the evening, but we have an Otter time group or 2 that meets with FIED staff out in that space. So those spaces are open and available to be used, as well as the high top stools and the chairs in the student commons.
How long did it take you to get it?
It's something that we ordered in the summer, actually, and our goal was to try to have it in place by the beginning of the school year, but most of that furniture came over, I believe, MEA break, so we had probably about a 2-month waiting period. But really the discussions, like I said, started a long time ago from previous student council meetings over the years, talking to kids in the commons. So it's really been a project that I've kind of had a vision for over the last 5 or 6 years.
And I think that's all. So senior reporter Maddie Schmidt signing off.
And now we're going to be interviewing some people around the school about the new furniture.
What do you think about the new furniture in the school?
I think it's pretty nice. I enjoy it a lot, and I feel like it brings out, it just made the senior foyer look so much nicer.
Senior reporter Kylie King here with
Dave Cicito.
How do you feel about the new furniture in the foyer?
I believe it's a good start to the new school year. We haven't seen furniture like this before. All the round tables people normally stand. So it's good to see the new tables. For me, it's the big part.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is sophomore reporter Dexon Haybraken for the Otter update. No shoes allowed in chairs. Help us keep our space clean and comfortable for everyone. Go Otters!
Today we will be learning more about attendance in our school, interviewing both staff and student bodies. Senior reporter Adrian here with
Lynn.
So Lynn, what is your job here at our school district?
I am the truancy interventionist. I also am the American Indian liaison, and I help out in the middle school office when they need.
So why is truancy a problem at our school?
I think problem is a strong word, but I think coming out of COVID, just in the last 2 months that I've seen, I think people are still trying to get their normal routines back. And so I think it's made it easy for kids and parents even to excuse absences when they maybe don't need to be.
So what are some of the new attendance policies that have been implemented?
Well, the school board really looked at attendance and made it one of their goal focuses for this school year. I do know that one of the main changes I think that the students and the families will see is that after 8 excused absences, we are looking for more of a doctor's note just to really get that excused absence down, because even if it's an excused absence, you are still missing the classroom time, and I think that can affect the grades and whatnot.
So what results are you hoping to see in our school district this year?
So part of my job is I want to be able to educate families that if you're going to the doctor, grab a note from that doctor and we'll recode that as medical. Or I think just making everybody aware of how the different policy changes can be a positive change for everybody versus all the negative. When I send out a letter, it doesn't mean that I think they're a truant or the school district in general thinks they're a truant. I think it just makes it aware that let's talk about how we can get the kids in school or why they're not in school. And I think that can open up a whole new conversation and communication. And that's my goal for the year is to keep kids in school and hit 95% attendance rate.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
Next, I'm going to interview a student about the new attendance policies. Senior reporter Jose Rodriguez here with
Josiah Vigasa.
Josiah, the school has implemented some new policies for attendance this year. What are your thoughts on it?
It's a little strict, but I think all around it's a good thing.
What do you think of the policy where you have only a certain amount of days to be gone?
I think that it's good. I think that there should be some exceptions to it because, you might get sick a few extra days a year, or you might go on a vacation as well. But there are some kids who are calling in sick on times where they shouldn't. So I think it's a good standard to have in place.
Has this policy of attendance impacted your daily schedule from last year?
No, I only have 2 classes at the school this year, so it's kind of chill.
Do you prefer this year's attendance policy over last year's? Why or why not?
I prefer this year's because I guess it's just based on my schedule because I only, again, have 2 classes here, so it's not really that big of a deal for me.
All right, well, thank you for your opinions. Senior reporter Jose Rodriguez, signing off.
Today we interviewed our truancy interventionist and a student from our school in order to try and teach and learn more about attendance. Senior reporter Adrian Blondeau, out.
So Gavin, tell me, is the seating in the senior foyer as comfy as it looks?
Sorry, bud. You'll have to wait till next year. Don't pout. Did you know the teachers at the Prairie Wetlands won an award?
No way. Did you know that our students are getting free breakfast and lunch this year?
I didn't know that. Did you know that teachers are learning how to deal with AI generation in the classrooms?
Yeah, because I was in charge of that story, Gavin.
Oh. Well, let's hear about it.
Hi, senior reporter Nora Leanne here to interview Miss Davis on PWLC and the award that they have won.
So Miss Davis, when was PWLC founded?
The PWLC has been here for about 25 years. I believe they just had their 25th year anniversary this summer.
That's cool. Okay, so then what does PWLC do for the community?
The Prairie Wetlands Learning Center is a place where people can come and they can explore, they can walk on trails. I think it's just that place that's close enough to the edge of town where it's a getaway for people to go to if they don't want to go far.
Yes, and then what does the PSC do for the kids that come here?
The Prairie Science class has been, we're in our 20th year this year, and the Prairie Science class, I think for kids, it gives them an opportunity to learn in a different way. Not all kids learn the same, and for them to be able to go out and explore and to learn in a hands-on way, I think is important. And I think that it's good for them to have both this type of setting and regular education setting.
Then we heard that you guys just won an award. Can you tell us what that is for?
Yes, it's through the Minnesota Rural Educators Association. It's called MREA, and it is really for rural educators, and that means anybody who's kind of out of the city's area. The award that we won is the Innovation in Rural Education Award, and basically what that is just saying that we teach in a very non-traditional way, and that what we do is different out here.
That's really cool. Thank you. This is Nora Leanne, signing off.
Junior reporter here, Caleb Buckingham, here to talk to Lance Wells about the updates to our lunches here at high school. Have you seen an increase on people getting lunch?
We have, actually. We serve approximately about 79 to 80% of the daily attendance. So of the kids that show up and are counted for attendance, we feed almost 80% of those every day.
How long have we had these dishes?
Well, we've had the free school meal program since the beginning of this school year, and it's kind of a reflection of those year and a half, 2 years that we had with COVID, where the federal government covered the meals for everyone. The difference here is the state of Minnesota, in their wisdom, took some of their surplus and they dedicated it towards universal free meals for all children enrolled in Minnesota schools, and they set it forth in such a way that it's law, and so it is actually illegal for schools to charge a student for a first breakfast for a first lunch, which means that this is a program that's going to stay in our books for a very long time.
That's very good news. Has the quality of the food gotten better or worse?
Well, you know, the quality of the food is the same and ever improving. We believe that we're on a path of continuous improvement, so even if we made a dish today and it's very popular, like the pork nug bowl, and everybody eats that and we can't hardly make enough of them, we're always taste testing that. Can we do it a little better? Is the pork soft enough? Is it too soft? So we're always working on that. But we're working on new things all the time. I mean, our whole goal here is to challenge your guys' taste buds so that you can say, oh, I've had that, or I don't like that, or I do like this. And it's really kind of, that's how we serve education every day.
What are some new options or upcoming options?
Yeah, that's a great question. We're working on stuff all the time, trying to make new items, new vegetables. We're working on Philly cheesesteaks to take advantage of the fresh local peppers that we have. And right now, Chef David is working up a recipe for a hearty beef stew made from scratch, real meat, all that. And that'll be served in the district. But you guys will have a couple chances to test run that up here as an entree. So now that things are getting colder out, you're going to see your cold items, your cold weather items like your chicken poutine and your, all those real hearty meals. You're going to see more of those start popping up now.
Why do the other schools only have one option here?
Yep, great question. Most of our elementary schools were built in the 30s or the 50s, and so they're not really built for the kind of work that we do now. We've adapted and modified everything that we can to do what we can, but we're kind of at our limit now. The schools just don't have the facilities. The kids are a lot smaller. It's hard for them to make lots of choices in a meal. So we try to keep it simple for them because they got to get them through, get them back to class. Whereas here at Kennedy, we have like a 2-hour-long lunch period with lots of gaps in between, and we have an unlimited amount of kitchen equipment to do all the things. And it's because this is a modern facility and it's built for what we do.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is junior reporter Caleb Buckingham signing off.
What's up, Otter Nation? Junior reporter Clayton Pepple here, interviewing Mr. Hansen and Mr. Scharnberg on their views of AI. Junior reporter Clayton Pepple here, interviewing
Mr. Hansen.
Mr. Hansen, what benefits, if any, do you see in the use of using AI to teach your subjects?
I've used it a couple times to, find, we'll be talking in class, what are the top 10 reasons this happened, and we'll see what it shows, and then we'll talk about it as a class. Do we agree with that? Which one, do we put this one really as number 1, or should it be number 3? So we've used it things like that, and then sometimes we'll just pose a general question and see what it comes up with. I'm still learning how to use it. It's one of those things that's not going to go away.
Have you had any issues with students being academically dishonest through the use of AI?
I'm not going to say it hasn't happened, but I have not caught anybody doing that. But I'm sure students, they're aware of it and they're using it. And I think we just have to teach them the right way to use it. And it's not perfect. Some of the things that you ask AI, it will spit back answers that are not always quite what I would be looking for. So you can't use it as 100% accurate all the time, but I'm sure students are using it, and we just have to figure out we have to teach them the best way to do that.
Thank you so much for your time.
You bet. Have a good day.
Junior reporter Clayton Pepple here, interviewing
Mr. Scharnberg.
Mr. Scharnberg, do you see any benefits in the use of text generative AI inside of schools?
I really haven't had a chance to play with it too much. I have been noticing how you can use it for idea generation. I've noticed how you can use it for things like doing peer editing kind of work. Maybe if you're working on an essay or a short story. I think it has some neat potential for sure.
Have you been integrating AI into your curriculum at all?
Not too much, but I have messed with it. For example, my 10th graders wrote a science fiction story. So science fiction using AI. They took their favorite sentence from the story, put it into ChatGPT art generator, and from that sentence they manipulated their words a little bit until they got an art piece that they liked.
And do you see the future of AI as becoming a big part of our school systems?
Yes. Just as much as teachers revolted against cellular devices in the classroom in the mid-2000s, and then by 2012 everybody's got it. There's no stopping it. It's been in use for many years. I think it was last spring where some of the AI generators became public, and it's just going to keep growing from here. We can't stop it, and so I think it's one of those things where we have to learn how to use it and figure out the boundaries of morals and ethics and that kind of stuff. Yep.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Well, there you have it, Otter Nation. Teachers are learning how to use and adapt to this ever-growing technology of AI.
Like and subscribe. So Clayton, have you figured out any new ways to use AI generation after your story?
Yes, I used it to write a love letter, and it wasn't great.
Sorry, man. Well, we should probably wrap this up.
Yes, let's head over to the school to see what else is going on.
We'll learn about the Over the River Festival, a free way to get college tuition, dance and dessert, and a student-owned small business.
Hopefully we have some time to show you some student projects, too.
Sadly, this is our class's last Otter update. Watch the new episode for the second trimester, kids.
Lucky kids.
You got that right. It's been real, it's been fun.
And it's been real fun. Goodbye, and
keep it classy, KSS.
Hello, my name is Theodore Peoples, and I'm here with Jenny Christensen to talk about the River Festival. What is the Over the River Festival in celebration to?
So the Over the River Festival is a holiday celebration in Fergus Falls where we just come together as a community and we celebrate kind of the magic of the holidays and coming together all, with the tree lighting and activities and just celebrating the magic of the winter holidays in our community.
How has the Over the River Festival impacted the community?
So this is the 7th year of the Over the River Festival, and I know it has become kind of a cornerstone of the holidays in Fergus Falls. It's very well attended. It's become kind of a normal thing that people put into their schedules to celebrate Christmas. I know it helps our business community incredibly. We host it down here in downtown Fergus Falls, and there's a ton of amazing little local shops out here where you can get gift cards and gifts and all kinds of fun ideas for whether it be experiences or material items for under the tree. There also will, of course, be a tree lighting, and we are moving that back over to Wright Park. That tree that we typically Light doesn't have a whole lot of time left. It is definitely a sick tree, so it might be coming down pretty soon. So we are doing a tree lighting back over at Wright Park, followed by fireworks. And then that'll be the end of the day. So
where will the festival be held?
So this year we are moving the festival back to Lincoln Avenue. Last year we did hold it here in the pavilion, but we feel that it would be better to just kind of move it back to where it originally was on Lincoln Avenue. It's much more beneficial for our businesses. I think that the feedback of being able to kind of spread people out a little bit more over there, that we took that into consideration, and so the majority of the events will be held on Lincoln Avenue. We also will be having some axe throwing in the corner of the parking lot here, the southwest corner of the parking lot at Spies Pavilion, and then we will actually be also having a light exchange with Otter Power here at the pavilion. If you bring in some canned goods, then they will accept those goods and then give you some LED Christmas lights in exchange. So we will be having that as well that day. And then, of course, at the end over at Wright Park is where the tree lighting will be, and you guys can all hang out over there, or kind of almost anywhere you'll be able to see the fireworks that will be over the river at the end of the day. So just kind of anywhere downtown.
What are the dates and times that the festival will be held?
So the festival officially starts essentially at 9:30 a.m. on December 2nd, Saturday, December 2nd. That's when a lot of the shops will be opening downtown. The Santa fly-in at the airport will be at 10:30, and then he will be downtown here at noon. The tree lighting is typically around 5:30 at night. Sometimes that can there can be a little bit of wiggle room there depending on the technical difficulties we may or may not run into when it comes to sound and lighting. But around 5:30 is when that will happen, and then everything kind of culminates after the tree lighting at about 6 o'clock, 6:30. If you want more information on exact times for all the different events and different things that are being scheduled that day, you can go to the Downtown Riverfront Council Facebook page, and there will be an entire listing of all the scheduled events listed there.
Senior reporter Austin Welly here with Nate Bailey, here just to talk a little bit about the North Star Promise. So, Mr. Bailey, what is the North Star Promise?
I actually don't know. I think maybe ask the gnome.
Ask the gnome?
No, actually, so the North Star Promise, and I'm learning a bit about it too, but it's a really cool program that allows eligible families, and so families that make less than $80,000 a year, if you're in one of those families, you can basically attend any state-affiliated college for free. The tuition is covered, the housing is covered, everything is covered. And so it's just a great opportunity for students, 2-year, 4-year program, and for all those state schools. So a lot of students, they might feel like college isn't really in the plan for them. It's not really in the works. It hasn't been for some of their family members, or maybe they feel like they can't afford college. Well, now with this opportunity, that changes the game completely for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know when M-State came out with this?
So it actually wasn't M-State. It was the Minnesota Office of Higher Ed that developed the program based on initiation by the legislature. But as far as I know, the first year of this is going to be the 2024-2025 year. So.
Okay. One question is families that make less than $8,000 a K,
Yep.
whose income does that base off of if, let's say, the parents are divorced?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So in the past, so it's all based on the FAFSA. So just a reminder for everyone to be completing their FAFSA before they, while they're applying to colleges and stuff. But for a long time, like if your parents were divorced, they would take your income for both of your parents, even if they're living apart. But now it's all based on who you live with, who you lived with in the past year. So if you're applying to school and you've lived with your mom for the last year, they are going to take under consideration her income. And if your parents are divorced and your dad is living separately, they would not consider his income.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Yep.
Can you study abroad?
Yeah, abroad is included. So you can study abroad because the program, as long as the program's connected with the school, there's one sort of stipulation. They actually would bill you, and then you'd be reimbursed. It sounds like you'd be reimbursed by the North Star program.
Gotcha. And if a student's out of state, let's say North Dakota, and moves to Minnesota or goes to a Minnesota college, can they be benefited by that?
So my understanding there is that you need to be a Minnesota resident. So unless you're a Minnesota resident, you wouldn't be able to benefit from it.
Gotcha. Well, that's all my questions for you. Thanks
All
once
right.
again, Mr. Bailey. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Austin.
Senior reporter Gavin Wells with Josiah Vigasaw and Dominic Beaving. And we're here to ask people about dance and dessert. Let's go. Senior reporter Gavin Wells here with
Ella Bigelow and Lauren Anderson.
Now, can you guys tell me about dance and dessert?
Yeah, Dance and Dessert is something that the Fergusville School of Dance does every year through the Center for the Arts, and it's just kind of like a Christmas performance, and it's to like raise like money. It's just like, yeah.
Now, why should people go to dance and dessert?
I think anyone's like gone to a show and been like, wow, that was just terrible, and I wish I didn't see it.
There's just a little bit of everything for somebody. Even if you don't like one piece, you'll probably like another one throughout the show, whether it's little kindergartners running around the stage or intricate ballet dances.
Thank you both for your time.
Senior reporter Josiah Vigasaw here with Jose Rodriguez. I understand you're in dance and dessert, is that right?
I am.
All right. So, some questions I have for you. First off, what inspired you to take the stage and begin your dancing career?
I got asked to do dance and dessert by one of the dancing girls, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it.
So, in other words, it was the moment you've been waiting for.
Sure.
All right. Moved you to start the petition to change the name Dance and Dessert to Dance and Jose.
I have no comment on that.
How long did it take you and your partner to learn the dance and get it down, and what helped that and what didn't?
I kind of learned it the first day because it's kind of simple. They don't make it that hard for us because we're kind of new to dancing. But I'm pretty sure she already knew about it, so she probably figured it out before I did.
Okay. All right. Last question for you. What advice would you give to other boys aspiring to be dancers in a female-led industry?
You should do it. If dance and dessert is kind of fun, you get to hang out with your friends and stuff. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I have for you today, Jose. Thanks for giving us your time.
No, thank you.
This is senior reporter Josiah Vigasaw signing off.
Today we went around and asked about dance and dessert, which will take place on December 2nd and 3rd at 2 p.m. at the Center for the Arts. Senior reporter Gavin Wells with Ella Bigelow and Josiah Vigasaw signing off.
Senior reporter Jackson Joan here with
Wyatt Huckabee from Huckabee Snow Removal Services.
Hey Wyatt, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Jack?
I'm great.
That's good to hear.
Got a couple questions for you guys. When it comes to snow removal and owning a small business in high school.
Sounds good.
So, first question, what is it like owning a small business in high school?
I don't know, it's not bad in the wintertime. It's just for a little while, so it's pretty easy. I do all my work in the mornings before school anyways, so it makes it okay. It's a little stressful sometimes, but it's not bad as long as the snow flies.
Okay, sweet. Second question. How did you get into snow removal?
Well, I started doing it with a snowblower that I commandeered from my dad's garage, and eventually I kind of wanted to get into it a little bit more, so he bought some equipment. We got a plow truck this year and a big front-mounted snowblower, so we're going to try it out with that and then hopefully grow from there.
Right on. Start small, get bigger?
Yep.
Yeah, got it. Okay, last question would be, how do you do pricing? Or
My pricing's pretty, it's pretty flat rate. I have to come look, and depending on like where I'm gonna have to put your snow, how much work I'm gonna have to do to move it, to get it where it's out of the way. It all depends on that, and kind of how much snow we get throughout the year will depend on, that's what the prices will depend on, so. And how big the driveway is, obviously.
do you have any advice for anybody looking to start a small business in high school?
I don't know, just go do it, try it, find somebody else that kind of knows it already. Like, I talked to your dad about it when I was first trying to get into it, because he's pretty deep into it now, so find somebody that knows what they're doing and kind of learn from them, and try to have a good service and be the best, so.
Got it. Thanks, Wyatt.
Thank you.
Lack of sleeping causes slowed thinking, reduced attention span, worsened memory, poor decision making, mood changes, and a lack of energy. Don't be a zombie. Get enough sleep before school.
Come and visit us at the market across from Space Riverfront at 120 East Union Avenue. We have home decor, kitchen and cleaning, bath and body, accessories, stationery, consumables like food and candy, and other items for children, women, men, and even pets, all alike. Come down at the market today.
Oh, my back is so sore. That feels so much better.